Okay, hi everyone. Welcome back to my channel, Stella in Singapore. So I'm Stella, currently studying biomedical science in Republic Polytechnic, and we have a special guest from Singapore Polytechnic to share more about Polytechnic. So let's start off with introducing yourself, please.
Hi guys, I'm Amelia from Singapore Polytechnic. I'm year one student currently studying for Diploma in Banking and Finance.
Hmm. So what type of entry requirement do you use for Singapore Polytechnic application?
Um, for me, I applied Singapore Polytechnic with IGCSE results, and I got like 7 in year 4 and 8 and 9 in accounting, economics, business, physics, and mathematics B.
Hmm. So okay, uh, is that English as a first language is a compulsory for all the students to get A or B to get into their respective diploma?
Um, to share with my experience is just like it's a compulsory to choose EFO in O levels, but it's not compulsory to get all the nines or A stars in EFO because like the polytechnics they just look at your their subject choice that whether you chose EFO or not, they don't really look at your grade for EFO because I have my friends who got into polytechnics with EFO grade 3, which is considered D, but somehow they got in because other subjects they got like very high marks. So I think like if you choose ER4, it's fine to got in. Uh, because I see some O-level students who are very stressed about choosing ER4. Like, oh my God, I want to get into polytechnics, but I don't want to choose ER4. So just choose it and just try your best. Because your ER4 grade doesn't really matter.
Can I check like if they take IELTS or TOEFL?
Um, I mean, it's kind of considerable for ESL plus IELTS, but it's not very guaranteed for your admission. Uh, the very possible way is just to choose EFL.
Okay. So do you apply for any student loan or student grant? Because most international students really want to apply it.
Yes, I apply for both student loan and grant. For grant, I just need two sureties, which are my parents from Myanmar because they said that their requirement for the surety is any nationalities who are above 21 years old. So I just use my parents. For student loan, I need one PR or citizen. So I used a friend of my aunt. Um, and that's why I got that student loan and grant.
Okay. So do you remember the percentage of your student loan? How much you can loan from the bank?
Yes, I took 75% of the school fees after deducting the tuition grant from the government.
Mm. So how much do you have to pay for per semester?
It's 4,000 blah blah blah
Okay,
for a year. So I think like it's
around
about
2000.
2,000, yes.
Okay. So moving on to school schedule. How is the school schedule in Singapore Polytechnic?
It's kind of tough for me as a banking finance student because I saw some of the other students from other majors who got like a day off or Friday off
Mm.
from SB too. But for me, I have to go to school every day, like Monday to Friday. But the school schedule is like just 2 or 3 classes per day. So it's not very tight in a day. But for the whole week, I still need to go for the whole week. So it's kind of tiring for me. But still it's not as tough as the secondary school we have in our country.
Mm. So is that the whole day school or from what time to what time?
Sometimes it's just like the from the afternoon to the evening, like 1 to 5. But
Mm.
sometimes it's like 9 to 11, and then 3 to 5. so we can get like the free time in the middle. Yeah, so like it's not like 9 to 5 very strictly.
Okay, so how long is this for one class?
It's the most is 2 hours per class. Oh, there is like a one specific class which took 3 hours for the class, and that's the most. And for other like core modules, like common core modules, right?
Mm,
It's the module that all the students from the Polytechnic have to take. So they just took like 1 hour or 1.5 hours.
okay, so Singapore Polytechnic schedule is quite flexible. So I would
Yeah,
like to share some part of Republic Polytechnic.
yeah.
So for Republic Polytechnic, we have to go for class from 9:15 to 4:15.
Oh,
And then the whole day is only one subject.
oh,
And we will have like 1 hour break for breakfast and then 1.5 hour for lunch. Yeah, that's all for
oh.
us. So the schedule is
So
very tight for Republic Polytechnic.
So do you feel like kind of bored to just study one subject for the whole day?
Not really, because they give us a lot of work to do.
Oh,
Like
okay.
we don't have enough time. So you have more time to do your part-time job.
Actually, yes. For example, I get like um the school for only the morning period, like 9 to 1 on every Wednesday. So I can have like free time for the evening so I can go to work. And also Saturday and Sunday, I can go to part-time jobs. Yeah.
Hmm. So how much is the pay, like roughly, approximately, how much is this for now?
My part-time job, I work as a server, like with the waitress for the hotel lounge, like breakfast lounge. So it's the pay is $13 per hour on the weekdays and 14 on the weekends.
Hmm. So does this cover your living expense or tuition fees?
It it cannot cover my tuition fee, obviously, but it can cover my living expenses like the room rent and my the cost for the food and my clothes and the girl stuff. Yeah.
Hmm. So how much do you spend per month?
Um,
Roughly
I
for international
I am
students
a
to get
foodie.
idea.
I am a foodie, and always I prefer to cook. So I spend a lot for food. So probably it's like approximately 1,000 or maybe a little more on some months. Yeah.
Hmm. So it's around 1,000.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So do you join any CCA in your school?
So for CCA, we have like two different types of CCA, right? Competition based and the event based. So competition based CCAs are like very high committed CCAs. Like you need to go for trainings every 2 days. I mean two days per week. So it's like it has very high commitment. But for me, I have to go to part-time job and I have to study during the free time. So I cannot really commit to those CCAs. So I just join like event-based CCA. For me, I'm joining like DBKF Outreach Committee for us a banking and finance outreach committee, and it's like convincing and persuading the secondary school student from Singapore to join banking and finance and to get more interest in like studying Singapore Poly, specifically banking finance. So we have to hold the events like EAE open house and the game plans that call and invite all the secondary school students, and we have to explain like how it's like to study banking finance in Singapore Polytechnic. So it's only event based, and events are like only once in a month, so it's not very high committed and
Hmm.
it's flexible. Yeah.
Hmm. So what are some subjects you have to study in Singapore Polytechnic?
You mean the common core modules or just the
Uh,
major subjects?
Maybe both.
um like for banking and finance, right?
Yeah, for your diploma.
Uh-huh. Okay, so for the first year, it's the same for all the courses in the School of Business. It's like we have to study economics, accounting, and other business stuff. But specifically in Singapore Polytechnic, we have that one module called BETA, Business Essential Through Action. So BETA, BETA. So it's like training you to start a new business very practically. Like we have four groups, right? Four groups and five people in each group, and we have to come up with each business idea. And then at the end of the term one, they only choose three groups and eliminate the one group. And then that eliminated group will have to join those three groups again. And then the three groups have to come up with a marketing plan in term two. And then they only choose two groups and eliminate one group again. And it joins two groups again. And the rest two groups will have to start a real business in second semester.
Year one, second
So
semester.
so it's like, and the school will give like $1,000 per group for each group to start that business, like to implement. So the real purpose of that module is for us to get the exposure and experience and learn from our mistakes of starting a business. So after graduating from the poly, we'll have some entrepreneurship mindset, and that is very effective for business students. So that is very special and one and only module in Singapore Polytechnic that no other polytechnics have. And for some for common core modules, we have like communication, collaboration, critical thinking. So they are the modules that everyone in SB have to learn. Yeah.
We also have
For
communication and
yeah.
critical thinking as a common module.
Oh, yeah. For year two and three, it's like as the banking and finance is more specialized into banking, so it's like wealth management, risk management, and stuff. And for the year three, which is the final year, we have 22 weeks internship, which we can connect to the popular banks in Singapore like DBS, OCBC, and POSB. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. So it oh UOB. Yeah. So we can get the experience of like interning in those banks.
Interesting. So is that very much different from IGCSE accounting?
Mm, I would say yes, because for me, I really enjoy learning accounting in IGCSE, and then I tutor as a guide after IGCSE for accounting. So for now, like it's not very different, but it's a little different because it's more into financial accounting instead of just the business accounting. So yeah, kind of
But
different.
the foundation is quite the same, right?
Yeah, yeah. So if you took accounting in O level, it will be like very much easier to catch up on.
Same for me. I really enjoy biology in my matriculation
Oh yeah.
exam. I never take GCE O level. So
Oh
the concept is more or less the same, but in Polytechnic, we learn more deeper. Yeah, so
yeah,
it's
yeah,
good to have the relevant subject in your O level or whatever qualifications you are taking.
yeah.
Yeah.
Also for like economics, because I think for Burmese people mindset, we some people are a little afraid to take economics because they think like we have to learn by heart. But actually, IGCSE economics is kind of very interesting and in-depth knowledge. Like it covers 42 chapter, I guess. So if you took like economics in IGCSE, you'll find it a lot easier to study economics in Polytechnic. Yeah.
Mm. Okay, so for now, do you have any grade given by Singapore Polytechnic?
Actually, not yet. I
Oh,
just finished my term one.
mm,
And I just finished my exam year, right? They
mm.
haven't announced the results yet. So yeah.
Oh, so you don't have any daily grade.
We do not.
Oh, so
They
how do they
only
grade
give
you?
like after term.
So it is solely based on exam, or do you have any project?
Actually, um, for the whole year for the whole semester one, we have MSD and ESD, mid-semester test and end of the semester test. So the one I took was mid-semester test, and it has the weightage of 20% for the whole year GPA, and then the ESD will cover the 30% of the GPA. So 50%, right? And the rest 50% depends on your participation in class and your attendance and your participation for the quizzes in the Brightspace website. Do you also have the Brightspace
We
in
don't have.
RP? Oh,
We
but
have daily grade.
oh I know I have like friends in Temasek, so
Mm,
we have like same system for Brightspace website, and we have to watch the lecture videos before going to the classroom, and then we have to do the quizzes.
understand.
So yeah, yeah. So the quizzes that we do in Brightspace are also counted for GP.
Okay, so similar to Singapore Polytechnic is that Republic Polytechnic also provide us some platform to do our pre-reading.
Yeah.
And also the quiz in the website are like, we have multiple attempts to do it. Is that same to you?
Oh.
You have
Um.
only one attempt?
Yeah, yeah. Some quizzes are like one attempt, some are like two
Hmm.
attempts, but not very multiple attempts.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So for us, website is multiple attempt. And we also have
Mm.
our own API website, which is Leo 2.0. And there
Oh.
we also have quiz. And for this quiz, we only have one attempt. Okay, so
Oh.
for year one, right, we have daily grades like every day. And they slowly changed the system, and now it's like 3 weeks. After 3 weeks, we have a grade. Yeah, we have a quiz or reflection journal to write. And based on that, we will
Oh.
get a daily grade. So as you mentioned, we also have MSA and ESE. For MSA, this is around, wait, sorry. For MSA and ESE combination, we have 40% or 60% is based on the module. And the rest of the percentage goes to uh, participation and quizzes. Yeah, it's more or less the same, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So is there any challenges for you as an international student?
For me, the most challenging part is the course of studying and living,
Mm,
because I don't know about the other polytechnics, but for Singapore Polytechnics, all the scholarships out of all the like around 20 or 30 scholarships they provide are only for Singaporeans and peers. The international students cannot apply for the scholarships, and also they have like subsidy for um electronic devices like buying laptops. They provide like up to $1,000 for buying a new laptop, but it's only for Singaporeans and not for international students. So sometimes I feel like it's kind of unfair to me because no matter how hard I try, I will not get a scholarship. And I still have to pay like 3 times more than the Singaporean
I think it's
friends.
4 times.
Yeah, yeah,
Singaporean
four
is just
times.
3,000.
Yeah, so I still have to pay a lot, and I still cannot apply for scholarship. They have to pay like very little amount, and they can get a scholarship and those subsidies. So yeah, that's the most challenging part.
Yeah,
And also the second part is I think I have like intermediate English level, but still I kind of feel like language barrier at school, especially at the presentations. Like when they do like question and answer Q&A session in at the end of the presentation, I
yes.
still feel like, oh my god, what do I have to say now? And like I cannot respond to their questions very quickly because I still need to process in my brain. So the language barrier is also challenging for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I also have language barrier. Can you speak in Chinese, by the way?
No.
Okay, so before I come to Singapore, I can speak in Chinese, like quite better than now. And then for now, when I speak in Chinese, they don't understand at all. So I give up
Oh,
my Chinese. And for English, sometimes I think I say nonsense, like not in grammatical order, and they cannot understand. So this is a real challenge. And
yeah.
yeah. Okay, whereas okay, so far do you think Polytechnic is the right choice? Or if you want to make another choice, what would it be?
Actually, 95% of my friends are going to USA community college. So sometimes I thought like if I did like them, it would be very fast for like university pathway.
Yeah, the
But
duration is very short.
for polytechnic, yeah, 3 years and then 3 more years for university. So I think it's like kind of very long, but comparing for the experience, Polytechnic is very good. Like as for me, like banking and finance, right? So the experience I will get from internship and like the learning system they provide, like hands-on learning experience, it's Polytechnic is the right choice for that. Because I'm not criticizing other choices, but just learning and studying is not very effective for some other career choices. So yeah.
Yeah, I
So I
also
think I made the
agree.
best choice.
I also agree. I'm not sure for IGCSE track. For Myanmar students, right, in high school is just studying the textbook. To be honest, I
Yeah.
don't really understand all the concepts. But when it comes to Polytechnic, I really need to understand each and every sentence to be able
Yeah.
to sit the exam or do the presentation. And now I'm in year three, so I already started my internship. And all this knowledge
Mm.
and studying is really helpful to my internship. Yeah. So, is there any tip for the juniors, as in IGCS, how to score well in IGCSE, or how they can try to get into Polytechnic, how they can study in Polytechnic?
For me, I apply like all the polys without using agents. I apply by myself. So I think like it's I am not doing anything bad, but I think doing research beforehand about what you're gonna do and what you're gonna choose. Like you can list down 3 or 4 preferred major choices for each polytechnic, and then you can give like reminder for the application deadline, and then you can apply by yourself so that you won't cost a lot for that just application for polytechnics, and still you can get in by yourself. So I think that's also a good way to practice like your independence because here, when you arrive here, no one will help you, right? You just need to stand it by yourself, and you just need to go to work by yourself. So, um, I think the juniors, in Myanmar, I think they need to practice like being independent for their own education pathway and their choices. And also for IGCSE, do not very stressful level because I was very stressed and I was like, oh my God, what if I don't get A stars? And but it's fine, it's fine. It's gonna be fine. Yeah.
Okay, so
And
I
also, yeah,
okay, okay.
okay,
Continue
okay.
first.
Okay. For also like in IGCSE, although it's international pathway, the students, including us, we still rely on our teachers, like their notes and their like, oh, please study this very precisely because it's very commonly asked in exams. So, but here you just need to understand the whole topic as you mentioned, so that you can apply for the test. So I think right relying on our own self and trying to understand the concept instead of just focusing on getting marks. And so I think they also need to practice beforehand so
Mm.
that they can fit in here very well. Yeah.
So do you have any textbook in Poly, or they just give you the PowerPoint?
We do not have the textbook. They can give like pre-reading, and they can also give like for economics, for example, they have like notes slide for all the topics. So we just need to print out and then read.
I
And
see.
while we're like watching the lecture video, we can write down and fill the blanks in those notes.
So the topic is more broad compared to IGCSE.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so I think that's for all. That's all for this video. Thank you so much for making time for this video. I think it's very
Yeah.
useful for them.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Bye bye.
Bye.